I often hear people share their frustration with meditation, that they're frustrated with meditation because they're experiencing thoughts. They sometimes report, my meditation sucks. Why is that? Because I'm experiencing thoughts. This leads to disappointment and the feeling that I'm not doing it right. I'm doing something wrong. So-and-so shared their experience of meditation, and they're saying that they're experiencing no thoughts at all, that they're experiencing this deep inner peace, this tranquility. And that's not like my experience. My experience, there's all sorts of thoughts, these random thoughts, and it seems to be a lot of chaos. And I want that experience. And I sort of expect to have that experience in my meditation. But I'm disappointed because that's not my experience. My experience is that I'm aware of all these thoughts. And that's when I come in, I say, well, that's a good thing that you're aware of those thoughts. Because before, you weren't aware of those thoughts. And now you are. So this is actually a progression. You're actually already experiencing progress in your meditation. Let me simplify the awakening process with just simply 3 steps. So these 3 steps. The first step is that we are identified with our activity. Thinking is an activity. We're identified with thought. Step 2 is that we become aware of our activity. So we become aware of the activity of thought. And step 3 is that we are aware of being aware. So the fact that I am aware of thoughts is actually a good thing. See, it's actually more of step 2. Previously, I was unaware of these thoughts because I was identified with the thoughts. When I'm identified with a thought, I'm unaware of it. The fact that now when I'm sitting in my meditation, I'm aware of the thought activity means that I'm not identified with that activity. So this is actually a good thing. So it's nothing to be frustrated about. There's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's a good thing that you're aware of thoughts. See, when you sit down and you meditate by yourself or you join our guided meditations in Truth Community, whether you're experiencing a lot of thoughts or little thoughts, you are still meditating. By just simply allowing this activity to be, you aren't identified with it. So you can experience a lot of activity or a little activity. But it doesn't change the fact that you are aware of that activity. Just simply be aware of these subtle obstacles, such as going into the meditation with an expectation to have no thought. Be aware of comparing your meditation experience to someone else's meditation experience. These obstacles set yourself up for disappointment. They set yourself up for unhappiness. So you can rest assured knowing that you are making progress in your meditation practice and that it's just simply part of the process. This disidentification from thought happens naturally. And the proof that this disidentification from thought is already happening is the fact that you are aware of the activity. Because like I said, is when you are identified with the activity, you are unaware of it. The fact that you are aware of the activity shows that at those times of meditation, when you are observing thought, it means you aren't identified with those thoughts. You start experiencing this in your formal meditation or your guided meditations that you're joining, and then you start noticing it in the midst of daily life, that you are aware of this activity of thought in the midst of cooking and cleaning and driving to work and walking to get the mail and playing with your kids, that you're aware of the activity of thought. So you're already starting to experience this freedom from thought in the formal meditation practice, but then you start experiencing this freedom from thought in the midst of daily living. This gives you that feeling of peace and tranquility and calmness and stability, because you are no longer identified with that activity. You're no longer getting pulled away by thought. You're no longer suffering thoughts. You're experiencing this distance from thought, that you are, in a way, you have retreated from the activity of thought, and now you are experiencing this distance, that the thought stream is in the foreground and you are in the background, that you are aware of it. So you find that you're less reactive when you are less identified with thought. That you're experiencing this stillness and this silence more and more. And this is just the natural progression, that the less identified you are with thought, you start noticing that this activity of thought decreases on its own. So it's not brought about by any sort of effort. That you're just simply allowing this activity to be, and you are observing it. And in observing this activity of thought more and more, and in the midst of daily life, this activity starts decreasing. So it's nothing to be frustrated about. Your meditation doesn't suck. It's working just fine. And what you're experiencing is part of the process. And what seems like a negative, that the fact that you're experiencing thoughts, is actually a positive. So you can see it from that perspective as well. Now, I wanted to make a quick announcement that we are having an upcoming online retreat, Inner Peace, this Saturday, June 1st at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested, you can check out the link below to join Truth Community and sign up there. Hope to see you there, and hopefully this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.